Hi, everybody. Welcome to Crypto Happy Hour. I'm Bill.
I'm Toby.
We're going to cover the reversal. Oh, yeah. The September Labor Day bottom. The surprise ugliness followed by the surprise up move.
Were you surprised? I mean, we talked about it last week.
Right. Well, when it's ugly, it's always, Solana down 20% last week was not. Yeah. No, I don't want to talk about
but if you got into Solana,
right. Well,
when it was 20,
right.
I recommended,
And
then you're good.
And if you had stayed away from Avalanche like you recommended, you could pick up Avalanche super cheap today.
Who liked Avalanche?
Right. Well, I was early. Okay, yeah. XRP is coming up today. And Ave's up 11%. DeFi in the house. Steve, if you're out there, we're thinking about you.
Yeah.
Miss Toby is super big on DeFi.
Yeah. And Ave, which I think we talked about last week.
We
right?
did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Right. So, clearly you've been a shopper on the down move, right?
Yeah.
Let's welcome who's here. See if we can find out who is here and who can see us. All right. Bull Runner, welcome. Crypto Steph is here. Big Rich first on the stream.
Hi,
How
Big
you
Rich.
doing? Right. Let's just make sure everybody can hear us. Can you hear us? I think the stream has started here, so we should be good to go. All right. Big Rich is here. Bob Marsh on the stream. Bob, we always appreciate your support commenting on those unhinged crypto videos. Bob comments. Right.
Good, Bob.
Right.
And I'm so happy. I mean, we were kind of tempted to not do the show because here in the U.S. it's a holiday, but we do have a lot of fans from all over the world. So hopefully
it's time to rock the show, right? Agem 34 EMA trader, all clear, good to go. All right, there you guys are on Restream. All right, this is a reminder before we get going that this show is brought to you by our Patreon.
Unhinged Crypto Patreon.
Right, patreon.com/unhinged crypto.
You've got to love those people because they believe in us no matter what, right?
That is, I couldn't say it that way, but it sounds magical coming from you. So Patreon,
yeah,
the Spartans of Patreon.
They're here for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right.
And of course, we're going to cover whether or not we're done with the ugly, right, in this market.
We kind of mostly are. Last week we talked about the dip coming this weekend, and we had it, and it wasn't so bad,
Right, this whole idea of a repeat of last year, right?
Which I've been talking about for a while.
Yeah, I know. You've been talking about it since March.
Yeah.
It was like you were like, it's going to be a slow summer. And then you're going to say it's going to be like last year. Now, I knew that meant slow, or I thought it did. I didn't think that meant,
but
I don't know, just, keep all the upper floor windows closed. And you know what I'm saying? It's like just total despair, right? Because it just looked like,
it
but
wasn't.
that's always how it looks. That's always how it looks at a bottom.
Well,
right? It always looks terrible.
And bottoms are good.
Bottoms are certainly good. And the bottom is in.
I talk about that a lot.
Right. Trisha in Patreon. Trisha is here watching on Twitter.
Hi, Trisha.
Welcome, Trisha. Dwelo is here. Welcome. Right. And new name, 34 EMA. Welcome to the show.
So do you think we should do last week we had people ask us about particular coins.
Right.
And I think, there's
we're
not a lot going on in the market in particular. It feels like it's getting a bit repetitive. I don't feel like there's a lot new, but I'd love to talk about some coins if people want, if they have something they're excited about. We got some good stuff that we put last week. Yeah.
Right. So we are all here for altcoin overtime on the fly.
Yeah.
So kicking it off.
Yes. What do you want to know?
Well, I really want to know if that's it. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's it. Well, first of all, let's go back
Mhm.
to keep it clean. You indicated that there might be some sort of seller with a purpose, right? Not necessarily a
Mm.
good purpose, right?
Ooh,
And he took
good,
and he
bad.
yeah, the bad
Well,
man,
and we talked about this yesterday. We did a little recording yesterday for
right?
this week because I'm on a retreat later, so I won't be as available. But yeah, there's some suppression in the market, but I think you said it, and I totally agree that just means that when it's
Bounces
when
back.
yeah,
The
it's
basketball
a rubber
underwater.
band.
Right.
Yeah, it's stretched. They're stretching it. They're stretching it. But the most interesting thing to me, because I felt the suppression like when the ETFs first started, I really expected to see a bigger rebound off of that, or the high getting higher. And when it didn't, I'm like, okay, so there's a bit of suppression going, and I think we've seen that for months, but it's getting absorbed, right?
Right.
So it's not. It pushes the market down a little bit, but it's not holding it down in a
Ditch.
yeah, it's not. It hasn't throttled the market to where it's not moving. We keep seeing these dips and recovery and dips and recovery, and that's the Weebles wobble thing that I have been talking about all summer, right?
Yeah.
So when the suppression ends, because it won't last forever, it can't. There's a limited supply. I mean,
Right. Right.
and so when it does, oh yeah, the rebound is going to be huge.
Right.
Huge, so that tension will be released, and things will really jump up. And again, like I said, end of September, around my birthday, because the market's going to celebrate my birthday. So woo woo.
Absolutely.
It's all about me.
It's all about you. So I mean, if you have Uncle Sugar selling, right?
Which I think that's the
Right.
majority of it. Yeah.
We all know who Uncle Sugar is, right? And then the
If
only
we
buyer,
don't, we can figure it out.
yeah, the only buyer in the market, ironically, is BlackRock,
Mm.
right? A lot of
I
these
don't know
other
if that's the only one, but it is. I mean, that was the expectation with the ETFs, is that there'd be a surge of buying, and it's actually really a good thing if you're if you're smart. That's a suppressed market is a great time to keep reinvesting. And anybody who's saying, oh, I don't know if I want to buy. Oh, let's look at Solana. Like, oh, I don't know if I want to buy Solana at this price. I'm like, it was a little over a year ago. It was 20. Come on, people, this is a bargain, right? So it's just it's a good time to
get involved.
More.
Get involved more.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully you're already involved, but if you're new to the markets and you don't know what to do, then this is a great time to get in. And I think there's a lot of people getting in right now. So those of us who've been around for a while, we look at these prices and yeah, they're down, and we're disappointed because we're not seeing what we saw, 4 or 5 months ago, March, the last height of the market, right? And so we can be all sad. But compared to where we were before, we're still doing great. And people coming into the market now, these prices aren't going to face them because they don't even know what they were before.
Right. It's so funny. New people may be coming in via the ETF.
Yes.
And I know what you're going to say though.
Yes.
But crypto Twitter over the last week,
Mm-hmm.
it sounded like a funeral. It was like, oh my god.
Good thing grandma's in the closet.
Right. We don't listen, right?
I don't.
Bearish
You
grandma.
do.
Right. Well,
well,
I get updated. I get affected by the ebb and flow.
yeah,
I
that's
look at
fine.
because I look at it and I go, I don't know. It's like Michael Jordan.
And then
you know what Michael Jordan, right? Then I talk to you. You know what Michael Jordan's going to do, and you try to stop it, but you can't, even though you know it's going to happen. Uh-huh. And then you say, "Hey, this thing's going to be ugly in September."
Yeah, I don't get those sports analogies.
Okay, well,
but that's okay.
Right, well, you know it's coming. You knew
Yeah.
September. You knew Labor Day. I mean, they always do it, right? And then you're sitting there watching it, just you sit there and I'm like, oh my god, I just like shut it off because you know what? That's what happens if you don't shut it off.
Put
And
crazy grandma in the closet.
I did it with
Crazy
Twitter.
grandma goes in the closet.
Just turn it off. Gann said, don't look at the market every day. And I just walked away. And then, Uncle Sugar goes to the beach and the market goes up 5%.
Yeah.
Right. And, this kind of momentum could build because I think you got a lot of people, who think September is going to be terrible.
Well, I'm sorry for them. They should watch your show. They should
watch your show.
Yeah, because the rubber band will snap. That the selling off is going to end, and that's just going to make the rebound bigger. So I don't know. I'm excited about now. It's my birthday. Let's go shopping.
So you think
September? I'm going to celebrate the whole month. Shop.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate the whole month by taking it up and in their grill, right? Starting with Bitcoin. I mean, people were selling Bitcoin yesterday at 57.
Such a good price.
Right. I mean, I was like, wow. And I think Big Rich out there pulled in Solana.
I would be
Solana at 120. Big Rich is talking about Render. Let's
I love Render. Let's
do a quick screen share.
Okay. We're gonna do charts.
Right.
Yay.
Let's do a quick screen share on Render. Okay.
Avalanche. Ooh. We can talk about Avalanche. I know you're really sad about it.
Well.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, here's Bill. Avalanche. Here's Bill not listening. Here's that.
Don't worry.
And then.
Don't worry.
And then. Well,
because I still believe in the project. I just like Aave better right now.
Okay, well let's
it's
Render
a time
going.
to reassess.
Let's get Render going for Big Rich.
Yeah, because I like Render, and we're going to talk about XRP too. Because
right.
I'm excited.
Somebody's hot to trot for XRP. By the way, that's on the site. That's on the Unhinged YouTube channel. So to state the obvious for anyone that's out there, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, right? And turn on those alerts because we're doing the stream. We have 2 shorts a day, and we're doing a video every day or 3 days a week. Not this week, but
the morning market. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's Render over the last month. As you can see, even if you look at 3 months, right, it's incredible how much this went up. Then how much people gave up on it. The low was $4.
Yeah, and look at that baby bump.
Right. So this was everybody thinking we were getting going again. Render at 6,
and then they got sad.
And just to make sure that we were all still okay with the market, they had to drop it down to 485. Little check. It was a metaphorical rubber glove. If you ask me, it was not fun. Here's XRP, right? So you wanted to talk about this?
Yeah, because. It looks a bit flatline, but compared to the what are we at?
That's 1 year.
That was 1 month.
Right. So XRP hasn't done anything. I have XRP here on Lux Algo, right? What's cool about this thing is you see this bar, this like square area down here. So for shoppers, Lux Algo has full price, discount. Literally, it's called discount.
Yeah.
And then it has like a needless markup expensive zone. So XRP actually dropped to the discount zone.
Yeah.
Twice, right?
Yeah.
So, this was very hopeful.
I think.
And then of course they had a this is just like last year.
I think one more drop and then it'll bounce. So I mean I like it. The thing is that I think there's a lot of pressure on people think they have to buy at the absolute bottom. And I think if it's going up,
of course they have to buy at the bottom. And of course we have to tell them what the bottom is. So you think it's.
Yeah, probably. Maybe not quite that angular, but yeah. That looks good.
Okay. And we'll draw something else.
Okay. So that was our XRP.
Okay.
I mean, I just like it. I feel like it's going to really perform this last quarter. I'm excited for this last quarter because I see a lot of things really performing. And I know the poor XRP people, I haven't been really excited about it for the last year, but I'm getting excited now.
God, here's Bitcoin, right? If you look at this, right, that's the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. Okay. Bitcoin almost made it to the discount zone. This is a 4-hour chart.
And I don't
So this
think
is
it's
all of August.
yeah, I don't think it's going to go much lower than the low it already hit. So
Right. Well, we have said on the stream, we have said on this stream, we come off the screen share.
okay.
We have said here. Actually, you were the one who called it. It's one of the best things you've done all year. You know, you just
I've
looked
done a
at,
lot of good things.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you looked at this thing, right, and said, this is not going back down to the lows. This is not going back down. This is like
for a long time. Yeah.
That's it. Like Black Monday was it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, you know, it's very typical. This is what happened in 87.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it didn't go all the way and do a retest,
Mm-hmm.
right? But any drop that looks like it's going to go to the low, the second drop is actually scarier, right? So there's the frightening event. Then it goes back up, and everybody doesn't want to relive the frightening event again. We call it the knife experience. And then the thing drops, and everyone goes, oh, no, it's the other thing again. It's going to go to 45K. It's not.
No.
It's
no,
not.
they've been saying that since, like April or May. And I'm like, oh, gosh.
Well, all of YouTube got bearish. Like 4 or 5 days ago.
No,
like everybody was, no, of course not. We faded that because it's ridiculous, right? Crypto YouTube, the guys have been calling for 100K. We're all of a sudden calling for 40, right? You know,
no, I didn't see
Unhinged Crypto 101 is just fade everybody, right? It's just like everybody got negative.
You have to go back and look at the number that I think I said 50s, right? And then I said absolute minimum, was it 47?
40, no, it was 48.
48, yeah, 47, 48 is what I thought. Yeah, that'll be the absolute low. And even that was like an outside and temporary thing. And we didn't see any of it this summer. So that's good.
Right. Well, they tried to poke their head below 50, and then there was no way. Okay, our friend Aiken is in the house. Okay, Big Riches, do you like super for gaming?
Oh, good. I'm glad we're talking about gaming.
Right.
You know, I'm going into that a little bit later, but let's look at super. Bill's gonna pull up the chart. Are you sharing?
Yeah, I'm sharing.
Okay.
Right. I did some supers on Coinbase. This has actually been going up. This looks completely different from the rest of the market.
So what is that? Is that 24 hours or?
So this is super over the last month.
Oh, that's the month.
Right.
Ooh, that looks good.
Doesn't it? Okay,
yeah.
Let me pull
that
it
looks
up here
really
because
good.
I know you like this better. Okay.
And well, I don't mind the algo.
Lux algo?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm getting used to all the colors. I mean, I'm a bubble chart girl. So.
Right. Well, we have that.
But if you could pull up 3 months, I want to see 3 months. Because that covers the summer. So it's like, what's it doing in the low times? Ooh, what was that big dip? What
okay, this was the crash.
Yeah, what day was that?
That's August 5th.
August, okay.
So this is what's called a 12
Oh, that looks...
So that's called a 12-hour chart, meaning each day is broken up and has 2 bars.
That looks really good.
Doesn't it?
That looks really good.
Right. So
that looks like it's ready to take off.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at this, if you look at maybe the complete history.
Yeah. Oh, that looks even better.
Look how much room this has.
Yeah, that looks even better.
Distance to resistance is like $1.
Nice.
Right. And then, you know,
like it.
Okay.
Like it.
Somebody was asking about Cosmos. I don't know. I guess the big question is Cosmos dead? Is it dead?
Oh, I think I looked at that at the beginning of the year and.
Right. Cosmos is like a layer 1, layer 0 thing. And, you know, is Cosmos, you're always like, you know, love it, marry it, break up with it.
Is this the 3-month chart?
That's going back to February.
Oh, so that's even longer.
So.
That doesn't look pretty to me.
Okay. Yeah. So money elsewhere for Cosmos.
It does not look
It
pretty.
does
I mean,
not.
I don't have any information on the
Right.
project, but just looking at the chart,
Yeah, it's just
that
live
is
TA.
not a pretty chart.
Right. It was Lux Algo has like a bottom down here, possibly in the discount zone, but
I think we've passed the discount zone. I think it was
up here.
That was
it was cheap at $6, and as that old Wall
Mhm.
Street motto, the cheap got cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be happy to look at it again, but I it's not something that I would be interested in at this point. That just is not a pretty chart to me.
All right, so find the exit on Cosmos on a rally. Trisha, super fan, wants, I don't know, Pyth Network.
Oh, I think I looked at that. It's not on my love list. Ooh, gee.
Okay, so
Well,
this is
we had a little tip up. Is that the 30-day chart?
that's going back to June.
Ooh, that's June that you're highlighting.
No, that's the crash, late July, August. So this is everybody giving up, right? I call that a give up trade. The question is, after people give up, what's going to come back? I mean, yesterday you said, you go with anything that's moving in January. People are
moving.
Right. In other words, yesterday we were talking about, well, you said that,
Oh, I'm
in terms of like the new altcoins, like whatever the new hot thing is, right? Whatever starts moving in January, and this makes sense, stocks do the same thing, the January effect. Whatever's hot in January could be hot on a multi-year basis.
Yeah. So we had this dip, right? And it was so short, really. I didn't get a lot of information, but everything feels like end of September, everything's going to go up. So to me, that's a hold sign. Look at things when they're up. If something's underperforming, maybe
Exit.
You get out of it then while everything is up. So you're looking at what's not performing relative to the rest of the market, right? Especially Bitcoin, ETH. And
my God, what is the deal with?
And then we look for the new stuff. January, February, those are going to be the hot months where I'm really going to focus on new projects. It's been a bit slow, like the past few months, I think, because the market's kind of been stalled. But I think when it takes off, a lot of new projects will come online, and that'll be really exciting. So next year's going to be really fun. Really fun.
Really?
Yeah. Next year's going to be really fun. I'm super excited. Lots of new projects coming on, I see. And also, I'm excited to see, I think we're going to see more decoupling. So
right, let's talk about that.
Okay.
So it's been tough to stomach watching grandma's Dow Jones Industrial Average make new 52-week highs, right, or new all-time highs while they were selling Bitcoin. You made the point that, that's great because that is the decoupling beginning.
Yeah, well, because I feel, this is just psychology, right, is when the market, when the traditional market goes really high, people get bored and then they move into crypto. So, I mean, it's kind of what happened last year, right? We saw especially the tech stocks going really high, and then there's a bit of a delay and it kind of follows because people are always looking for the new thing. It's like meme coins. Meme coins get hot when Bitcoin gets boring.
Right.
So people are always looking for new markets. So I think, that's just going to push it higher.
Right. And we could have meme coins going across. You could have meme coins on multiple networks.
Yeah, I think last year, later we had our bump, right? And now we had this dip and people get scared in the dip. But I see meme coins coming back. Again, I'm not a huge
right, you're not into
fan.
It, right.
I bring it up for people who are looking for something,
Right.
when the market gets
Well,
boring.
meme coins are
It's
good because
not going to
people.
be boring right now, so you should be looking at other things. It
Right.
was like for
In other
I
words,
mean-
now you shop. Am I hearing you right that you're shopping Bitcoin? You're shopping your Bitcoins and your Solanas now, and your meme coins later.
well, your layer ones and also whatever. I mean, I'm DeFi and AI,
right.
and also anything cross chain.
Oh,
God, I'm so excited about that.
Let me bring up.
Okay.
Rune.
You bring
Right.
up what you like.
Let me bring up Rune because Quiet Dawn in the house. Welcome. Okay.
Oh, you know I love Rune.
Devin is here. Devin is here. Welcome. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What was I bringing up?
Rune.
The cross chain poster boy, Rune. Okay, people, cross chain and AI, cross chain and DeFi. All right. This is
And like AI. I think DeFi
first.
Yeah.
DeFi first.
Yeah.
Let me not put
I've been really excited about DeFi for the past few months. And if people want to know specifically what I'm excited about, I think you put out a report a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah. Unhinged Crypto Store has had a report for a while on DeFi.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, we call it the low in Aave. This is Rune on a daily chart. Okay. And just to give you an idea of what they did to cross chain, like this is $10.
What month was that?
This was March.
March, yeah. Everything's high in
right.
March. Yeah.
And then it hit the Lux Algo discount zone at 2.5.
It looks like it's trying to pop up. So that looks good to me.
And
that looks like a good chart. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
you can interpret all the color bars with Lux Algo. I don't know.
Well, I mean, even if you take the colored bars off, right?
Well, you don't have to.
No, well, if you did, right? What you get is very simply.
It's a pretty chart. Let's just say that.
All right.
It looks like, it looks like we're coming to a cup and handle right there.
Okay, let's draw the cup and handle.
Yeah, you're so good at that.
Okay, here comes the cup and handle on Rune. In some ways, it doesn't get any nicer than this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people are drawing this, by the way.
Drawing what?
A cup and handle on Rune.
Well, it looks like it's just starting. So
yeah. And can you imagine a breakout from this thing? Like what's going to happen with the market when this stuff just like
end
reignites?
End of September.
Right. End of September.
So I like Rune.
Okay.
What other cross chain do you like?
Well, I don't know if it's cross chain, but I was looking at Joe because I'm on Avalanche. Joe is
I don't think that's cross chain.
It's not cross chain. The other thing that's cross chain.
Does it even have utility, Joe?
Joe is DeFi. Joe is Avalanche,
okay.
Right? And then there's Stacks, right? There's STX, right?
No, I like STX,
right? And that's also been like totally destroyed, probably into the discount zone.
Let's see. Put your little discount zone color bars up there.
Okay.
It looks like below.
Right. It's below. The thing about this is.
But if you look at the dips down, the last one was a little deeper than I'd like.
This is head and shoulders bottom.
Yeah.
It's like a cup and handle, right? It's 3 attempts to take the market down.
Yeah, and it keeps
the shoulder,
going up.
The head, and the shoulder.
It looks pretty.
And this thing turns around. It's just going to go nuts, right?
I like it.
All right. So I have a question about ETH. Can we talk about ETH?
Of course.
I mean, are we all done? Should the boomers just all pack it in and find something else? Meaning, is ETH ever going to come back? Like the ETF came out and the whole thing was, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked last week about the ETFs causing a suppression and a stabilization of things. But in the long term, that's really good. In the short term, so This is the craziness, right? The illogical thinking that drives me crazy. Because what makes things profitable is their volatility. So
Right.
get used to it, right?
Right.
But when you have these things like ETFs and coming into the market, that's going to suppress the volatility, which is great for long-term growth, but not so great for, high profits. And I think people who've been in the market for a long time
Are used to ETH mooning.
They're used to this volatility in a lot of things, and that's not going away. It's just not going to be in those things. As they become more widely adopted, it stabilizes.
Okay.
Right? That's the psychology.
So the days of Wild West ETH are over.
Probably, yeah. It's going to stabilize. It's going to go back up. I mean, it's not entirely clear to me why it went down so much, but I think I know why Solana went down, and it's because the meme coin thing fizzled, because of the wobbliness. But we'll see it come back probably towards the end of the year.
Right. Solana at 120. I mean, they gave you like 4 shots at Solana at 120.
Yeah, it's a great thing because we'll see 200 again. Easy. And if you bought at 20, like I told you to, if you listen to me,
that's a 10x.
Right. Yeah, you're still doing good. So, and that's the key, right? Is really finding these new exciting projects that you can ride to the top. So all the volatility is going to come into the stuff that's being built on the layer ones, and the layer ones are going to get a lot more stable. I mean, there's new layer ones coming out, which are always exciting to see. It's just that now we've had 2 for a while, and now we've got Solana, which has done really well. I don't see it crashing. So, other layer ones are going to hustle to overtake. And then to me, it's what are they building on those networks, right?
Right. You mentioned your bubble charts. So
there
I pulled
they
up.
What is that?
So this is over the last month. So I'm guessing this is like 30 days.
Oh, this is top 100. Mm-hmm.
Right. So you see SUI over here, right? That's a hot layer one. That was like 2 cents to $1, I believe. Last March, Tron. Well, Phantom you picked. That was probably one of the best picks for August, where you did altcoin showdown. You said Phantom yes, Toncoin no, before the guy got arrested.
And
so
Aave,
I know,
Aave,
look at Aave,
liked
such
Aave for a long
beast.
And also Tau right there.
Right. Tau is AI. Like Tau.
Of course, and I've been talking about Tau.
Right.
AI.
Right. You found Tau when we were doing like.
So you can filter. Let's look at the AI. There. Click. No. Oh, no, not that one. Where it says top 100. Yeah. There. Now go down and hit
AI.
Yeah. Let's look at, since we're talking about AI, look at all them pretty green circles.
Right.
AI is doing. And
so this is over the last month. Do you want to look at the week or the month?
Month's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we still on the AI?
Yeah, we're still on AI, right? So there's Fetch in the corner, or the AI super token.
And I've liked Fetch, Palm, Ocean. I mean, all of these I've been talking about for a year.
Right. And some of those are in the report in Patreon.
Now we're leaking it.
Right.
But there's some new stuff here, which this is what I'd be looking at.
Right. Like, there's 0x0 still down.
We talked about that February.
Right.
February.
Yeah, that's got some kind of privacy angle to it.
Yeah,
it's like radical.
And I also like privacy. I don't think it's quite hit its stride yet. Kind of like the gaming thing. But it's getting there.
Right. And
so this would be one of, and Based, we've talked about Based before. But this would be one of the things that I look at for people who are curious about how I look at the bubble charts.
Right. No, this is like, hey, this is Unhinged Crypto. This is crypto happy hour, like live TA. You know, I can bring up DeFi, right? You know, DeFi over the last month. I mean,
And look, there's some new to me that are really.
you know, you were
See,
asking cross-chain
there's
PNG. That was the one I forgot about.
yeah.
That's
so
cross-chain
we've talked
DeFi.
about that for a lot,
Right.
but there's some new ones. Like I would look into Sun 229 in the last month.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right. Right. Miss Toby
Cloud
likes
Drift.
to buy high, sell higher. You know, she likes that. You know, there's Arrow over in the corner. You know, we got a lot of readers over here, top left corner in the Arrow.
Yeah, let's look at the chart for Arrow, because I've liked it earlier this year and I haven't been as hot on it for a while. But let's see what it might be doing since we just came out of a dip. Like I said, this is a really good time.
So this is also on Coinbase.
And you know, I'm happy about Coinbase. I don't think it's got as much adoption as it could, but I think potential is there. So the big high is to the left is that
Right.
March?
Okay, so March is over here.
Yeah.
Big high is over $1. This is a 4-hour chart, right? And of course, this is classic because what Arrow does, what it did was it
We're
came
getting a really big low. Look at that.
Right. See, there's the discount zone down here.
I would watch it.
Watch
what do you
it.
think?
I think there's absolutely, well, first of all, people were talking about selling it. I'm like, it's crazy to be selling it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would sell. I mean,
Right.
it's going. I mean, it's hit the buy zone.
Right. It's
there.
hit the discount zone.
Discount zone.
You know, I'm hoping it can get back into this box, right? Because sometimes when you're,
I would just watch. I mean, if I were getting into it right now, I probably would wait a little bit.
okay.
Does it feel to you like it's ready to bounce right up? It
No,
doesn't feel that way to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
Looking at the chart, I'm just having
it broke out of the bottom end of the range,
which is good.
and no, that's. I mean, when it breaks down, you leave everyone in this zone hosed. So you got a lot of trapped people in this.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of trapped people who bought at the high, and you got a lot of trapped people recently. So when you have trapped people, that can limit upside because people sell the first rally to get out. They just want the pain.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
They just want the pain to stop.
So
right?
yeah, so I would be looking at it
later,
going back into that box and kind of staying for a while before I'd get excited about it again. But if I already bought it, maybe at the low over there, you really don't have anything to lose.
Okay.
Right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I mean,
you're out of that pretty box, which would make me way happier. But if you bought at a low,
right. So if you're, equilibrium for Arrow is 65 cents. Okay. Currently it's at 58. So if I'm reading you right, it's going to go back to equilibrium.
Yeah, and then I want to see it. Then I want to see it hold for a while, and if it goes
and
back
turn
up,
around,
and then I would be a lot more excited. Yeah. That's
right.
what I'd be looking for.
So again, going back to the DeFi page, right? God, one of my favorite coins. I don't know if you know anything about this, but it's called DYDX. It's down here at the bottom.
Oh, I haven't ever looked at that.
It's like decentralized. I guess you could think of it as almost like crypto gambling. Mm. It's called derivatives, but it's not in a centralized place like Coinbase. It's like Uniswap.
Derivatives.
Okay, like Uniswap.
But I do like Uniswap.
You do like Uniswap?
Well, we've looked at it before. And Curve.
Curve. Yeah, Curve. You were. I think you've mentioned both Curve and Lido, which is right next to it.
Uh-huh.
Lido, the SEC.
Yeah, Lido's not happy right now. I haven't been looking at that in a while, but Curve still holds strong for me. And PNG. Those are good.
Those are the epic.
Those I've liked. Rune. I've been happy about those since the beginning of the year.
All right. So let's pull up another. You guys, we're doing like total sector. Okay.
Giving away all my secrets.
Yeah, giving away the secrets. Okay. So like what we can do is switch off the month and we can look at what's actually performed over the last week.
These are
Right.
the layer ones.
Right. So these are layer ones, right? So their Solana is still down 14% over like the last week,
Mhm.
right? But look at Dusk.
Oh, when did we talk about
We
Dusk?
did. There was
May?
a real
June?
world asset report. Yeah.
May, June?
So Dusk is a layer one that gives you privacy. People in stocks they're not used to trading on a blockchain that's transparent, right? So
I also, I've been a big fan of for a while.
Mantra,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So you can take legacy assets, put them on that chain, and then borrow stable coins against it. So if you had something boring like a treasury bond,
Mhm.
you can put it on Ohm, digitized on the blockchain,
Yeah.
and then use that to get stable coins to go.
That's such an exciting thing to be able to do. I think it adds a layer of complexity and challenge as a new way to make money. But
Are they ever going to get DeFi going on Bitcoin? Right. That's one thing that because I think when you pull
look,
up,
Near is down 17. This is for the week, right?
right, this is short term,
Yeah,
right?
interesting.
So yeah, so Near
Let's look at the Near chart, just
Look at the Near
because
chart.
I like Near.
Okay.
We'll click on it. Oh, you're going to go back to CoinGecko, okay, or LuxAlgo, either one.
Yeah, let's go to LuxAlgo for Near. Okay, so this is the 4-hour chart of Near. Okay. Very busy. Okay. See if
So the last high, when was that?
This
yeah,
one?
Yeah.
So that was at the end of August.
Oh.
So Near was at $5 at the end of August.
That's nice.
Right. And then they just
now it's
this is the extent of what they did. They dropped it into the discount zone.
yeah,
Right.
but it's still higher than what we have before. Can you give me 3 months?
Okay, 3 months of Near coming up. Okay.
Oh, that looks.
Clean this up.
It's like bouncing right above that discount zone, right?
It's like Near has been in a box between $9 and $2, and they just keep dropping it. And this is like what I was telling you before. Like, I think this is what your spidey sense is picking up. Like, believe it or not, even though it's higher, came from a higher level. Do you see how this is just like down only? It's like down every day. This is people giving up. This is what I was talking about. You're like, you look at something go red, and even with these candlesticks, right? See these things called wicks appear. These things, that means Near tried to go up and then failed. Near tries to go up and then it failed.
Yeah.
Right. It comes down, people buy the dip and it fails. It's like it couldn't have been more ugly, which is why it's probably a bottom. I mean, you tell me.
It kind of feels like a bottom to me. I would wait a day or two and just keep watching it. But it looks like it's going to bounce. It just doesn't look like it's going to bounce soon or high. Like some of them. It doesn't look as juicy. But I love Near, and so I wouldn't give up on it.
Right.
I'm not ready to buy more, but I wouldn't give up at all. I mean, it still looks like there's a lot more to come.
So it sounds like there's probably some FOMO out there tonight. It's just like Bitcoin's now approaching 60. A lot of people probably figured they missed 57. They missed the low.
57 as a low. That's so ridiculous to me.
So ridiculous.
That's so ridiculous to me.
Right.
I mean, I remember 57 as a high. I mean, I'm just like, it's crazy to think people are scared about that. That's just insane.
Right.
So,
some people are probably, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to, no, go ahead.
No, people are, people want the low. But
they're so scared they miss it. That's the ridiculous
thing.
thing.
That's why it's the low.
And that's why they watch the show.
Right.
Right? because you can
Right. Because we
show them that discount.
because you did a
level.
good job of basically making people unafraid. Like, I
I
mean, we
hope
published. I
so.
mean, we published
I
short
hope so.
after short, live stream, repeat of last year. Don't be afraid. Go shopping. I mean,
It was a great summer for shopping.
shopping may not be. Are we done shopping? Is shopping over? Or
Well, we're getting close. I mean, we got the month. It's my birthday month. It's a month to shop.
right? Because
So-
a lot of people are probably like, a lot of people are seeing this reversal. This is what happens, right? The market goes down, everyone's afraid, no one touches it, right?
Mhm.
The market just is like, got cooties. Then the market goes up. Then the next question is, what's the entry level? So after it goes up, they want it to go down. So they can
I know
buy.
it's ridiculous.
And that
But I'm
does
kind of doing the same thing. Like I'm looking at the near chart here,
right.
and I'm like, okay, it's gone down. I think it's at a good price, but I'm gonna hold and watch for a little bit of a bounce. Oh, actually, not a bounce. I'm looking for a stabilization at this point.
So like a base building process.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Let's see if anybody else has any other coins.
Okay. Let's check out.
I love looking at new coins.
Okay.
This is such an exciting time to look at new coins.
Okay. So Big Rich has got some Zeta, right? We're going to try to get a hold of that. Devin wants to know about True Finance.
Oh, True was,
Right,
I think that was one of
True.
my February picks I was looking at. Oh, that looks pretty. I like that one.
Right. See, right.
Give me 3 months. I like
So that's the True Finance. That's going back to May. I mean, I don't know. How is that not going up?
I know. Like I said,
how is that
instantly
not
I'm
going
like,
up?
that looks so pretty to me. It looks like we're getting ready to burst into a handle out of a cup and handle. Looks like it's going to go out and up to me. But you're better at these chart things. So what do you see?
Nobody's, you know what? I tell people this on the stream. If you hear somebody going, oh, I'm an expert at charts, blah, blah, blah. You know what? There's no such thing. First of all, charts are used like you use your charts, your bubbles, whatever people use to understand the market is okay. It's good, right? And then people say that they're experts, and you know what? You could be an expert 1 month and a complete ass the month after that.
Wow.
Because things can just change, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
This is
that's the thing, because how it feels to me. This is just how I feel about the market. It's that the charts are good at explaining the future based on the past, but the problem with that is that the future for crypto is not going to be anything like the past. So it's not as useful as. I mean, I like to look at 3 months because I feel like there's an energy there that you can feel, or I can feel.
right. Right.
So
yeah, I mean,
charts
adding a
seem
psychic
like
is
retro.
a good it's a good add-on to Lux
Salon
Algo,
psychic.
right? The psychic option. Right?
Yeah.
This is a downward sloping wedge. So this is the picture of the basketball underwater, or the rubber band, right?
Oh, yeah.
Overstretched. And then once they let it go, it just kind of.
See, I like your explanation because I don't know why, but it feels a certain way to me. I just look at it and go, that feels good. That feels like it's going to pop up, and I'll look at another chart. I don't have the technical terminology to understand it, but it just feels a way.
Well, I mean,
to me,
a lot of times people can feel it and see it. That's why I always tell people, don't let people discourage you from doing your own charts. So this is another coin on Coinbase, Zeta. Okay. Let's see what Zeta is. Oh my God, that's just, it's $2.50 down to 46 cents.
Yeah, that doesn't look pretty.
That doesn't look pretty to you?
Nope.
Okay.
Let me see it on CoinGecko. Give me a 3 month.
Okay.
That makes me happy.
Okay. So we're pulling up Zeta chain 3 months.
Is it a cross chain?
We don't know what it is. This is
know.
the first time I've looked at it. So that's
Me neither. I've never seen it
that's
before.
3 months.
It just said chain. So
right.
Oh, shoot.
Right. That's 1 year. It's just straight down, right?
That does not look pretty.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So it's a layer 1.
Oh, it is.
It's a layer 1. I don't know. It's a layer 1 that looks like it connect everything from Cosmos to Ethereum. So
Okay.
I guess you could call that cross chain, right?
Ish.
Okay.
I think
fan.
not now.
Did I share the screen? I didn't share the
I
screen.
don't know. Not
I
now.
didn't share the screen.
That just doesn't look like a pretty
Okay.
chart to me.
All right, so we're going to share the Zeta chart.
Since
we just kept you all in suspense, so that's the one. That's the 1 year chart of Zeta, right? So, Toby is the bigger the base, the higher in the space on other coins, just not on this one. And of course, that's the benefit of this show, by the way, is that
I would watch it though. I mean, I love that it's a cross chain and it's a layer 1, and I think we're only seeing the beginning. So what I would want to see is, I don't know if you're sharing the screen.
I am.
But I would want to see it get back into that red zone.
Come back to the pink zone?
Or pink, yeah.
Okay.
I would want to see it get closer to that a little bit. Yeah, that's what I would want to see. Bump it right up under there and hold for a little while. And you know what? When you have, so can you give me the full, when did this coin come out? Like the full spectrum. So this is a baby coin.
Right.
And so that's really common.
So this hit Coinbase, right?
Yeah. So that's really common for it to come out, and then there's a lot of hype, and then it goes up. So I'm looking for a settling, right? This is just me, right? I'm looking for a settling. So we got a low, and then we got a little bit of a high, and then we kind of went way under that low. I mean, we're below its starting offering right there, right? And so I want to see it bump up above its initial offering and hit that pink zone.
82 cents, right?
Yeah, so, because this is where you see failure or success. So if it bumps up above the little box you just drew and gets close to that pink there, that's when I'll get excited, because we're still below the highest, its initial high.
Right.
And so if it goes up from here, then it's likely that we can see it go up more, right? So we have the initial offering.
So what you're saying, because I mean, a lot of these coins look like this. What we're saying is
that's very typical, right?
I'm labeling this as you're talking. So
okay.
Basically what you're saying is whatever wakes up and goes up can continue to go up.
Yeah.
In this case, right?
Yeah. So this is very common for newer coins, right? To see. So
all the way up, and then wind up in the basement,
and
in the doghouse, and then no one cares.
And so what you want to see, what looks not pretty about this right now, right, is that it's below the initial offering. That's, let's see it bump up out of it before I'm going to start looking at it seriously. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's we're early days, right?
All right. Okay, so not giving anything away, but Toby's Trisha's son, his birthday is the 23rd, the first day of Libra.
That's me too.
Right. I knew you were going to do that.
Why, you don't want people to know my birthday? No.
Brett's asking about Arc Block.
Oh yeah, let's look at that. I don't know anything about Arc Block.
Okay, Arc Block. So we're doing live TA here.
I love looking at new coins because you never know.
And again, this is also on Coinbase.
I'm excited about. Oh, that one looks nice. So we had the first hit like a bottom.
A cryptocurrency walked into a bar, and Toby goes, "Oh, that looks nice." Just kidding. Right. So you can see people giving up. People have been giving up in this coin. They gave up in July.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's just that's okay. That's okay.
Right. So I mean,
that's okay. Yeah. So we're seeing a first rally, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. It's headed back towards equilibrium. So this is basically.
So we're gonna watch.
Out of the block.
Yeah, right? we're gonna watch it as a bounce down, and now it's starting to go up, and then a bounce down, and then woofa. So that looks good to me.
Something like that.
Well, you always make me up.
Okay, all right. He's bananas on everything. All right.
He's got
It's
a banana
it's
fetish. I
okay.
don't know what to
All
say
right.
about
So
that.
maybe it's
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That
Come on, give me
close
some.
enough.
Give me
Close
some
enough.
more. All right. All right. Yeah, that's
Is that what you're seeing? I'm seeing a little bit more low, but yeah, but that's the general direction.
okay. Well, no, wait. Let's draw it.
Does
Let's
that
draw
look
this.
good? Does that look?
I mean, let's draw it how you want to draw it. I mean, if you
I'm
think
seeing I'm
if you
seeing a
think
bounce up and then a
right
bounce
and a
down
bounce up and a bounce
and
down.
then up above that little box. Yeah, and then yeah.
Okay. So in other words, what she's saying is that it's going to have to form some kind of, there's a guy named Crypto Lifer who draws this kind of stuff, right? In other words, this thing is coiling triangles, boxes, bases, cup and handle.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Right. In other words, if
Yeah.
you have a consolidation period, that's
Mhm.
that's
what I'm looking for.
if you have
Yeah.
consolidation in a bullish way,
Mhm.
right? Like obviously this is up, and consolidation in a bearish way, it's like a complete washout. You're actually advocating for more sort of sideways stability.
Yeah, that's what I would look for. I would look for that because you're still in a good zone. Maybe you haven't bought it at the lowest low. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Right.
But look for that. What'd you say? Consolidation,
Right.
and then a little bump up, and then you're like, okay, it'll hit its high that it hit.
Now, do you think this type of thinking, like the idea of consolidation and then like a bullish consolidation and then moving up, do you think you can apply that across the board?
Oh, probably. I mean, that's one of the things I always look for. I look whatever you call it, but I'm looking for dip and then it recovers, dip and then it recovers, and then dip and then maybe a little bit higher up, and then I'm like, oh, that's ready to take off.
Right.
I mean, that's what I call a cup and handle. I don't know if that's exactly it, but it looks like that. And it feels like it's ready to.
Well, what markets do is they build up energy in a confined space.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, right?
Yeah.
The more energy, the more time, and the more volatility in a confined space, right? So time, the size of the range and the volatility,
Mhm.
right? The more of that you have with volume,
Mhm.
when it actually exits the box, the triangle, the cup and handle, whatever,
Mhm.
when it goes from consolidation to trend, I mean, really, my job has always been like 30 years, Wall Street, crypto, whatever. It's to find the point where the market switches from consolidation to trend.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I like, when you look at the charts, is you have an explanation for what I just feel. Like I just look at that and go, oh, that feels like it's gonna take off. Like the difference between the last two charts. One felt like, let's watch for a while, and one feels like, oh yeah, this is getting close to me.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I just don't have the vocabulary.
Aiken is Aiken. Okay, Aiken is asking us. So it's like, if you reach your investing goals, what are you going to do with the increased wealth? Well, you're a painter,
Go shopping.
Right? You're a painter, right? So you want a painting studio.
Oh, I miss my studio. Yeah. But, oh gosh, I don't know. I don't even think about that.
You don't think if someone handed you a suitcase full of money, like in that
No.
Skyfall movie? I think I've got 4 million euros here. You
No,
didn't see that movie?
I
It's
didn't
like my
see that
favorite movie.
movie.
Oh yeah, James Bond's got a metal case with 4 million euros.
Well, I just have a different mentality. I'm all about living in the moment and squeezing all the juice out of what's going on right now. So I don't even
think about it. All right.
Oh, because I'm having so much fun where I am. Why would I worry about what I'm going to do in some imaginary future? Like, this is really fun.
Right.
And I love people telling me about these coins that I haven't looked at before, and it's all very exciting. I think if I achieved financially, it's the least important of my goals. But if I achieve financially whatever goal, I don't have a goal, but if I achieved it, then the important thing for me is to not have the goal, because then you don't achieve it, and then you're always
You're not thinking about it.
exciting. Well, everything's always exciting because you're always just, going for the juice of the moment that we're
Right.
in
It's
right
it's a
now.
Goggins thing. You're never done. You know what I'm saying? You're never. Oh, I made a whole bunch of money.
When you're
Now
done,
I'm finished.
you're dead.
Right.
And nobody on their deathbed ever says, "Oh gosh, I wish I would have made more money."
Right.
I think I wish I would have had more experiences. I wish I would have had more friends. I wish I would have lived my life instead of chasing after a dollar. That seems like a more worthy goal.
Right. And helping people, helping people get out of whatever they're in, through crypto and be freedom, right?
Yeah, I hope
Trisha agrees. 1959 Lambo for Bob. Bob, if anybody deserves it, bro,
Bob,
it's you,
Bob.
brother.
If you get the Lambo, you can take me for a ride. Although,
that's right.
Not
That's
a
right.
long one.
Okay,
They're not very comfortable to ride in.
Devin is asking about. Let me see. Devin is asking about Arkham.
Oh, we just looked at that.
Right.
Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah. You
last couple weeks.
You were not a fan. We looked at it on CoinGecko. We can take a shot and look at it here.
On Luxaga? Okay.
Right.
Oh, poor.
Yeah.
Arkham. That does not look pretty.
Yeah. It's a great concept.
Not today. I mean, I'm not down on it completely, but I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't. But where did you buy it? If you bought it below there, then
I can tell you.
Maybe you want to clean out your portfolio, but if
people bought this up here, I mean, the FOMO in this was unbelievable. This went from 60 cents to $4, right? Yeah. This was unbelievable FOMO, right?
Yeah, if you bought it way up there, maybe wait for a bounce. I mean, I'm not.
Everything equilibrium on this is almost $1.80.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't look pretty to me. But here's the thing. I mean, we're expecting a bounce in the overall market, so you might just want to hold and see, if this next bounce pulls it up. And
yeah, I mean, it sounds like the clean out the closet process.
I wait and do clean out the closet
when it's up.
When it's up. I mean, you can do it. You can do it when it's low. It depends on when you bought it. Okay, so
right,
if this was me,
okay.
If I bought so we've got a dip now and the previous dip and the one before, right there. Yeah. If I bought somewhere in there, where you're at right now.
I'm going to mark it.
Oh, okay.
So if you bought here.
Yeah. If you bought somewhere in there, well, you've lost a little bit, but it hasn't really performed for you. But if you bought way higher, like somewhere up there or somewhere after the first big dip,
right? Like people may have people may have bought this dip.
Yeah, if you bought at that dip, you're not down that much. So maybe you want to. Again, for me, this is all about how a project feels.
Right.
I mean, I'm not in this project.
No, yeah, people
I have no attachment to it, and so I would probably be like, not my jam, right? But if it is your jam, and I don't even know what this is.
So this is a blockchain analytics service. It helps you read.
Not my jam.
Not your jam.
So, I know we've talked about it before,
right,
and I
no,
haven't liked it. So
not
that it might be somebody else's, but it's not my jam. So I would probably.
Okay, so Trisha has a $64 question.
Trisha,
which we can do on. I don't know. Maybe we can just switch gears and go to CoinGecko.
Okay.
Give your eyes a break. Polkadot.
Oh, I love Polkadot. Let's not even talk about how much I love Polkadot.
All right. Well, okay. So
for a long time.
So there's Polkadot over the last year, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's 3 months.
Go back to the year. Gosh, it's really fighting it, isn't it? So the high was at March again.
Yeah, the high was in March at $12, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it started at 370.
So we're really close to it starting.
And it's basically Polkadot's a complete do-over.
Yeah, it feels like it, unfortunately.
So I mean, if you're still in love with Polkadot,
I do. I mean, I like it. I just do. And I think I was in at the first big dip there. When did I start talking about?
we started
February?
talking about Polkadot last year, like when it was at $4.
Yeah.
So it's still at $4, and then
I
of
know.
course there's Cardano, right? This is the $64 question, right? Is this? Are we done? Is this done? Is this like ETH that's getting put out to pasture, right? That's 3 months of Cardano, right?
Hmm.
Right. Big bounce off the low and then right back down again, right?
Yeah, it looks like
And
it's going to go.
Cardano is the same
there.
as
Yeah. So I wish it was a little bit higher.
Cardano needs you to show me the money kind of thing.
I want to see another bounce above that one.
So you want to see it take out this high?
Yeah. I
At
want to see it
36
go
cents?
above that one. Yeah.
Okay, so let's pull it up here.
Okay.
Okay, so we're pulling up Cardano on Luxalgo. So I'm going to take this to a 4-hour chart. So you're essentially saying with Cardano's got to get all the way back up to 40 cents.
Not all that, but it needs to come close to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Show me a bigger time span so I can see.
So this is the daily chart of
Yeah, let me
Cardano,
look at the daily chart.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, Cardano.
It went just a little bit too low on that last dip. I want to see it bounce up above around that. Yeah, like
40
there.
cents.
Yeah, right in there. There, right in there. Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to hit that high.
Okay. All right. So on Cardano, I think if I translate that, Cardano's got something to prove. If it can get back above its equilibrium price at 40 cents, right? Because, that was kind of a low for Cardano for a long time. Like if you just look at something sideways, 40 cents was where the big rally took off actually late last year.
Yeah.
Right. That's where it took off from.
Yeah.
So it's got to get above.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to get above
you see that
where it
point,
took off.
yeah, that point and that point and that point. They're all at that line. So I want to see it bump up one more time. We've got 1, 2. Now it looks like we're hitting a third drop. And I want to see it bump.
Get back above 40 cents.
Yeah. And then I'll be happy.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. Okay, let's take this out.
Are people liking the charts?
Yeah, I think people like live TA. Okay, the Raj is here. Difficult to have faith in Cardano. Oh yeah, Devin was asking about Brett. So we got to get Brett.
Brett has really done well. And earlier this year when I did a little bit about it was a pick of mine, I think in March or April.
Right. Yeah, Brett's like the big.
But I haven't looked at it again.
Brett's like the big high cap meme coin.
I know. And
on
I don't
Coinbase.
follow meme coins unless people ask me. That's Joe.
Okay, so there's Brett. There's Brett on Gate. So you can see everyone gave up down here in August, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, they gave up on everything, so who cares?
Right. But I mean,
this
is
see the little pink bar?
Right.
I want to see it go up. I would look for it to go up that. When it starts inching.
So it almost sounds like you want to, because there's a saying, like you can buy the dip, or, people love to buy it when it crashes, right? That's, in some ways, that's easier for hodler types.
Well, yeah, and it depends on the project. So like this is not.
You want to buy.
I'm not a meme coin person, right? So, I look for it to move up and then wait till it moves up and then get out of it.
Because from listening to you, it sounds like this is an equities thing. like you want to buy breakout. So if you go through the last couple coins you looked at, like you talked about Cardano, and then you talked about Brett, right? It's almost like you're saying, I want to see it go up, consolidate, and break out. And then if I'm reading you right, especially with what you're saying about January, excuse me, you want to like go with the breakout. Because, you know, people have been ingrained, like when they buy it, when it's moving higher, they get hosed. That's what the bear market does to you, right? You know, first you're scared because it goes down. You're like, oh, I can't buy it because I'm too scared. Then it starts to go up. And then all the people that have been hosed during the correction from, you know, kind of like buying or thinking it's going to go back up, they're afraid. So it's ironic. They're afraid when it's way down. And then when it goes up, they feel like they missed it and they're scared. And then the bus leaves without them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
or if that's too complicated.
No. I think you're absolutely right when you're talking about the psychology of the market. And we actually talked about this a little bit yesterday and earlier today when we were getting ready for the show. I think there's two psychologies. There's a fear psychology, right? And then there's this other psychology where you get to brag if you bought it at its absolute bottom, right? But if it's going up, who cares? So you bought it at 50 cents instead of 75 cents? Woo. You know, I mean, right? I mean,
right.
I mean, so I want to see what you have the terminology for it, but yeah, I like to see.
You want to see it break out.
Yeah, I like
Show
to
strength.
see it do a little bit of
consolidation,
holding or consolidation, like you said, and then it's because to me, when I look at a chart, it feels a certain way. It feels like there's a tension that's getting ready to pop. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for tension that's getting ready to pop. Whenever I look at a chart, it feels no tension, which is down, and it feels like it's dying, right?
Right.
Or it goes, ooh, it's trying to bump back up. You have
that works for me.
You have the specific terminology. I don't care if I buy at an absolute bottom. I really don't. I mean, that's just dumb, right? And I don't care when it's wobbling in this stabilization. I don't care if I lose 50 cents or, you know, I'm just looking at the energy of it. Right. And it's either going to pop or it's not. That's all that matters for me. And then when it pops, you know, we'll ride it for a while and then reassess. That's what you do when everything is going up, when we're in a bull market and everything's going up, then, you know, reassess. What are you in love with? For me, it's all about, you know, do I really, like, unfortunately, the project you were just talking about before, I'm like, yeah, not my jam. It's just not. But if that's your jam, great. You do you, boo. You know, I'm just like, I'm not excited about the project. So I'm not willing to hang in for the lows. And that's, you know, like we talked about before. It's like if you're married to the project, you're going to hold on for those things. If you're not, maybe it's a bad boyfriend and you should just dump them. Those are personal decisions, which is why people who chase it for the money, they always want to buy the absolute bottom and sell at the absolute high. And that's how you end up losing money, you know? And if you're in love with a bad boyfriend, that's how you end up losing money. You have to do the middle thing. You know, it has to perform for you. It has to be a good husband, not a bad boyfriend.
All right. Well, hey, everyone's got their own way of looking at it. Yours is totally unique. Totally. But hey, that's what people are tuning in for. Okay. You know, 34 EMA notes that Ondo is hitting a big point. Yes, he's right. Ondo is hitting a big point. We'll pull that up for our last chart.
Didn't we talked about Ondo a couple shows ago?
Right. So this is the marquee real world asset project. You know, the one BlackRock has said flat out we like. All right. So there's 3 months in Ondo, and here's 1 year.
Oof.
So,
I like the 1 year chart. The 3 month, go back to the
Yeah,
3
no,
month, because
it's
the 3 month, this is the testing period because of what we went through.
people had a lot of money parked in this. It actually held up pretty well.
Yeah,
right,
if you
in the
look at
beginning.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then since July, everybody who
This
just
has been a rough market, but again, I would look at it in a few weeks.
it'd be a good idea if I shared the screen. Okay, that's how you know it's time to wrap up. Okay, so yeah, so here's people parked in Ondo, and then here's Ondo falling out of bed in July.
Yeah. So see, July, I would have watched right there. Yeah. That was a good point. And you're like, okay, hold. And now we see a drop.
Right. So I mean,
it depends on, for me, it depends on where you bought. So, I mean, I think it's going to go back up along with everything else and then reassess. But I wouldn't go into it right now.
Okay. Well, what you've said, I mean, probably one of the most controversial things that you've said, which I don't mind repeating as we wrap up here, is that you actually like DeFi better than real world assets.
Yeah,
that's like radical. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just now.
Just now. Okay.
Just now. So, yeah, I'm not saying overall. No, I think we haven't hit it yet. I feel it's a bit premature.
Okay.
So it's like gaming for me. I think gaming is going to be huge. I think real world assets are going to be huge, but it hasn't really hit its stride. So if you love it and there's a project you love, go all in. I'm all about that. But I think it's going to be slower to really, it's going to be slower to take off.
Okay.
Whereas focusing on DeFi, AI, and cross-chain, those are my 3 favorite buckets right now.
All right, people, that is, 34 EMA, like the show. Just as a reminder, okay, feel free to come check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. I put the link in the chat, right? Please come check us out. Toby, great show tonight.
Thank
Folks,
you.
if you like the show, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, right? And hit that notification button so you know when we're coming out with new videos, right?
Yeah, and also we did a couple of charts. We've got a couple morning markets coming up where we'll be doing altcoin showdown.
Right.
So if anybody has a coin that they want us to talk about in our mini market update,
right, drop it in the comments of the stream and we'll get it on Crypto Showdown
tomorrow morning.
All right, Toby, thanks for coming on the show. Everybody, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.